I'm sure we'll get other people coming in. I know we're going to be missing. I think Cindy. I think today. But other than that, I haven't heard from. Like I had heard from you too. But you're here, which we won't get into. So so right now we have Greg Balassi and Stacy Gould online. We have Peter Procco, Bill Hull, Peter. What's his name? I'm losing my mind today. And myself, the other Peter, online here in the room. Let's see, and the rest are all vendors. So we have 6 people from the committee that constitutes a quorum. So we'll move on. So I think the next one's approval of minutes. So I know we got the 9/16 minutes emailed. I don't know if there's been any additions or corrections forwarded to the secretary at this point in time. Hearing none. I don't know if people want to take any time and review them. But the we also have the special meeting from 10/16 that everyone should have also received that I did. So you should look them over very closely. So, well done. And you missed the thing though. I was surprised you missed the date thing. City clerk had to remind me on the header. The initial one I sent out was 2020. It's a true typo. The true typo. Oh, you are here, Cindy. Okay, I didn't think you were going to be here. Okay. So Cindy's with us. All right.
Motion to approve.
Thank you by Bill Hull. Is there a second? Second by Rich Peter.
Either one.
So are any additions, corrections, or deletions to the minutes? There are none. We'll go on. We'll start with the online folks first. Stacy Gould.
Yes.
Greg Balassi.
Yes.
Peter Procco.
Yes.
Bill Hull.
Yes.
Peter Gauthier.
Yes.
Remember that time. And myself, yes. And Cindy, I'm sorry, Cindy Beauregard.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry. If there's if anyone else comes in, please remind me. All right. That said, is there any public comment? I don't see anybody online, any members of the public online, and I'm not sure if there's anyone in the room that has any comments regarding the activities of the school building committee. So I'll ask once, I'll ask a second time, and I'll ask a third time. And seeing none, we will move on. So reports, CSG. Let me bring your stuff up. This is the PDF or? Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one you wanted the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah. The other one's for item 7.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta find where this is going on.
There it is. Up for a second.
So for a second.
Goes up the right side.
Yeah. Okay.
Weird because you're behind it.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a pain in the ass. All right. Hang on. I gotta put the shares these up. 1 minute. My name Mark. Mark Koulos has joined us
Just sit here, Mark.
someday. Oh, okay. Jeez. Can everybody see the report online there? I think so. Go ahead.
All right. Accomplishments past 30 days, reviewed work at both sites, documented progress, participated in OAC meetings and pre-install meetings with Downs, DRA, and subcontractors, reviewed pay applications from Downs, certified, approved, and ready in your invoice package. The first set of Connecticut Office of Grants Administration state change orders were prepared and reviewed for submission. All that's left on those is just obtaining signatures. We met with city staff to initiate discussions of management of the EV charging stations, assisted with planning for the signing of the ceremonial beam, worked with Norwich Public Schools to update the school construction website, been working with the third-party inspections companies to monitor the contract compliance, make sure that they're showing up and that getting invoices and reporting. STEM specific, we installed propane tanks to the portable classrooms. Those invoices are in your package. Those are now operating, so there should be no issue with those buildings heating. And Greenville specific work with city staff and Downs on resident complaints.
What are those complaints?
Just blasting complaints, generally in nature. Just someone reports a complaint that's changed. I get it from any one of the various city agencies. Worked with Kyle at Downs. He gets them out to the subcontractors to address. When we get a response, they go back to the original person that provided the complaint for to show completion.
Thanks.
Upcoming activities: continue to review and monitor on-site activities, document activities via daily logs and weekly reports, schedule change order review meetings as needed for review and approval. The next one's for STEM. It's for the topping off ceremony for the beam that everyone signed, or most people signed. That's been scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. And apologies for the delay. And we received notification today that basically what's going to happen is the crane that's erecting the steel, they picked up speed. They got more work completed than we were anticipating. We were looking at October 27th to do the beam raising, but because the steel guys accelerated their work, they are looking to demobilize the crane at the end of this week. So the crane wouldn't necessarily be there. And we didn't want to expend additional cost to have the crane stick around just to do the ceremonial beam raising. Obviously, that's this committee's decision. If you would like to push it, we could potentially look at pricing if someone isn't in agreement with doing it tomorrow.
And how about weather? It's supposed to be rainy tomorrow. I don't know if in the morning or not.
Supposed to clear by 7.
I haven't looked at the weather, but what I can tell you is that because of the confines of the construction site and the potential hazard to the students by bringing them out to the construction site, we looked at a bunch of different vantage points to try and do this where potentially we could have kept the students in a safe area. Ultimately, there wasn't really a great viewing location, so the event's going to be recorded. There'll be a video, and then the video can be shown to the students. There will be limited access for the building committee members and anyone else that may want to, attend tomorrow.
But with rain overnight, the site will be muddy.
Correct, yes. So if you do plan on going in there to watch the ceremonial beam raising, I'd recommend you wear boots or something that's not
Appropriate.
hip waders would be a bigger problem. Let's just pray that doesn't happen. Schedule impacts. Downs has been holding meetings with the manufacturer for the switchgear. The electrical equipment procurement is that we're now getting a delivery of late March 2026. Downs is still working to improve on that delivery. Submitted PCOs, we'll get into that. Item 7 is part of the agenda. There's not a lot for approval tonight, so that should go relatively quickly. Flipping to the next page, it's the construction budget update for Greenville and Stanton. To date, the expenditures on the Greenville Elementary School, $8,085,967.39. Expenditures on the Stanton School, $10,747,567. All right, switching on to the phase 2 schools, which is Uncas and Moriarty. Construction document phase is ongoing. Final plans, specifications, and cost estimate for the phase 1 projects were approved at the VC meeting on 9/16. Final plans were approved, or that was by this committee, ordered that on 9/23. PCR meetings took place on 10/6 with the state for Uncas and 10/8 for Moriarty. There was also a PCR follow-up meeting that was held on the 14th where we reviewed a couple of the documents that the state had requested some changes on. The outcome of the 10-14 meeting was some follow-up that needed to be done by the entire team. At this point, we've provided all the documentation that the state required and should need for approval, barring any further questions. And we'll be following up with them to see when this approval is going to be coming through. Still working with NPU on information needed to finalize the developer agreements for the two projects. At this point, I have enough carried within the budget that, you know, I used the original numbers for Stanton and Greenville, so they're only going to come down from where they are. Site logistics plans are being developed by O&G. Ultimately, once those site logistics plans are completed, we'll have meetings with the school staff to review them and the site logistics for the two projects at the different intervals. You know, there'll be a site logistics plan while the new buildings being built, and then demolition, or when the new building's there, the old building's still there, the demolition, there'll be phased plans. Uncas payment request number 1 has been approved. We haven't received payment for quite some time on some of these payment requests, so we have been reaching out to the state of Connecticut to get determinations as to when we're going to see some of that. In regards to the Moriarty project, payment request 1 was pushed back for edits due to bonding eligibility. So just to clarify that for everyone, the state has documentation on their website that explains common ineligible items for the project, and as it relates to bonding, the only item that is clearly stated by the state as ineligible is bond interest fees. So there's a lot of fees that go into bonding: an origination fee, an advertising fee, a distribution fee. There's a rating agency that rates the city's credit worthiness. There's all kinds of different fees to get bonding issued. And the state's direction on this only states that bond interest is not eligible for reimbursement. In the case of these projects, the projects aren't incurring any costs for bonding interest. So I submitted the other bonding costs as eligible costs. Ultimately, the state called me and asked, you know, why the projects were being submitted with these costs submitted as eligible. I pointed out to them the directive that they have on their website and said, you know, we're not submitting bonding interest fees, so the other cost, bond origination fees, should be eligible for reimbursement. And they asked me how this never came up before, and I said, you know, I can't answer that for you because I, you know, don't know. But, you know, anytime that I could potentially get more reimbursement for the city on something that I feel we have a good stake at getting, I'm going to go after. So that'll be revised and resubmitted as all the bonding origination fees submitted as ineligible. And then ultimately, when the projects go to audit later, way later, probably 2 years from now, we'll make the argument again. So, and ultimately, we may not get there, but, you know, maybe the state will revise their documents so that it acknowledges what's eligible and ineligible. Attention points for these projects: CSG is reviewing utility requirements to ensure they're following NPU requirements. We did see a couple packages come back with their initial review of some of the drawings that have been provided to them, and those have all been distributed. And the other attention point is the project team is awaiting approvals from the PCR to begin the bidding of the early release packages. If I was a betting man, I'd imagine that we'll probably get more comments back that we're going to need to respond to, which we will respond to. Through the course of this, for anyone, you know, Mark, I think you attended one of them. You know, it's prudent to let the state know that, you know, all we're trying to do is buy electrical switchgear.
Yeah, it was,
You know.
it was, you know, some of you in this room were there, so it was a kind of drawn out process because they really got off track. They started working on the whole project rather than just identifying the one issue and working on that. So, and, you know, I suppose maybe we save time for later, but I imagine this is, I'm willing to bet that this is ground we're going to cover again.
Yeah, as part of the follow-up meeting, they were asking us about wetland disturbance areas, impact areas on the site. And it's like, look, we're buying switchgear, so, you know, we gave them the answers they want. You know, that's the fastest way to get through it. Flipping to the next page for Moriarty and Uncas, paid to date for Moriarty, $2,194,169.87. Almost spot on with Moriarty. I double checked these numbers 3 times because I didn't even believe it. $2,194,658.29 for Uncas. Moving on to the phase 3 projects, which is teachers in Huntington. Accomplishments past 30 days. I've been informed that DRA Architects was selected as the architect for Teachers Middle School and Huntington Central Office Special School Building Committee meeting on October 16th. Congratulations to Jim and his team, and thank you everyone for providing your responses and rating sheets. It was kind of a large push this time with 11 firms submitting. That was a big number. A kickoff upcoming activities next 30 days.
12 if you include the single.
Yeah. A kickoff meeting will be scheduled to review the projects with DRA Architects. The review, it should be quick. Most of the information they already know because they developed it initially. So, it'll just be bringing them up to speed on the grant application work, which I'll touch on in the attention points. So both of these grant applications right now are currently in limbo because the state had asked us for additional information. I'm going to go over both the projects separately so that everyone can understand what happened. As it relates to the Teachers Middle School, if everyone recalls, the enrollment reports that we did were solely based on elementary school enrollment. We used the enrollment reports because, we know the educational specifications tell us that we're building the new Teachers Middle School to 450 students. The highest 8-year projected enrollment gives us a total number for the middle school enrollment. We know that Kelly holds 650. By subtracting 650 from the overall district enrollment, based on the 8-year projections, that's how we establish the size of.
We got tricked.
That's how we establish the size of Teachers Middle School. So, now they want us to now provide enrollment reports that support the enrollment on a school by school basis. So I've been in contact with Mike Zuba from MP Planning Group who did our original projections. Yeah, I have a cost proposal which I will be submitting to do the update for the middle school enrollment. I think it's less than $3,000 to do the update because it's really simple in nature. Reached out to Norwich Public Schools enrollment office to get all the information Mike needs. He's about 2 weeks out right now based on some other work that he's doing, and he couldn't jump on this. The state's been made aware that we're working on it for them. One of the other items that the state requested was an updated resolution from the city council, which was completed at the first city council meeting. I believe it was October 6th.
Yep.
Sorry, dates just.
Yeah.
So we got that approved. What the original resolution when this went out to referendum said the Teachers Middle School will be renovated as new or new. They wanted me to take the words renovated as new or new out of the resolution so that they could approve it. So we did that. Council approved it. The certified minutes went in. So the last item to close out the information request from the state on teachers is the enrollment report, which we'll get over to them. The state openly rejected the grant application for Norwich Central Office, and that was due to the adult education program being submitted as an eligible cost. So you go through all the state documentation about the eligibility criteria for the different programs that they have. They don't have, it doesn't say adult education is not reimbursable, nor does it say that adult education is reimbursable. So I submitted it as part of the grant application with Susan as reimbursable. They told me it's not part of the program. If you go back to the Connecticut general statutes, Department of Education mandates that every town in Connecticut provides for an adult education program for the adults in their communities, but they don't provide reimbursement to build a facility that can educate those kids within the community. So ultimately, basically, they asked for that. The other thing that the state asked for, I submitted this as an alteration project. The state has different classifications for all the projects. Like there's different designations depending on the type of work you do. There's no definition as to, so you got all these modifiers, right? CV, code violation, OT, oil tank, RR, roof replacement, and on and on and on. So what I figured, and there's no direction on this, is that if you submit an alteration project, it should include roof replacement because you're altering a building. the state doesn't provide direction as to what modifiers can be added to a different project number. Like I've seen EA, which would be extension alteration with a CV added to it, which is also addressing a code violation.
Yeah, multiple.
So there's multiples, but new takes care of everything, right? Renovate is new, takes care of
Yeah,
everything.
but that's not this.
Alteration used to be that extension was an addition, alteration was altering the additional part of the building. So what they said to me when I submitted the grant application is that I didn't submit for an RR designation as part of the alteration project. RR is roof replacement. If I'm altering the building, roof replacement is a component of it. I've given you the information. And, so that was one of the things that they wanted. It'll ultimately trigger us needing to do a new estimate because the estimate that we did was based on the adult education program being reimbursable. I need to pull those spaces out, redo the estimate. I asked for clarity about the designations at the end of the project to find out how the state wanted it, because one of their rejection criteria was that I didn't provide a roof key plan and roof warranty information or one other roof replacement project item that they need. And, so Susan and I drafted an email back to the state in response to all the questions that they had about this project. The state has not responded to me. We're going to be, if a follow-up hasn't been sent, a follow-up will go out this week for a determination. Ultimately, if the state says no, then I'm going to be calling you because we have to make a decision if we seek legislative action to get this project on the priority list. If they say yes, I already told them the path forward, that I would get them a new estimate. I would revise the ed specs. I'd get all the approvals again, meaning I'd go back to Board of Ed. I can get it all done quickly for you. But they haven't responded to that email. So if they say yes, proceed with your plan, I'll do all this stuff and then we should get added to the priority list. If they don't, or they don't respond to the email, then we probably would need to talk to Kathy.
Now, did they approve the electric project, the portion, or is everything on hold?
No, just that's the.
What do you mean by the electric portion?
The
You
order for the electric equipment.
Oh, you're commingling projects. So the order for the electrical
that was,
equipment is Uncas and Moriarty.
Yes.
Teachers in
We haven't
Huntington.
gotten
We're
to
talking
the
about
other-
phase 3. We already did the.
Yeah.
We already did the.
Yeah.
So,
Question to you, Chair. Don't you think it would be more prudent for us to have a conversation, for you to have a conversation with Senator Austin?
I think I will tell you right, yeah, I would agree with you. I'm pretty sure that legislatively we were added, that project was already added to the priority list. The whole project's been. added
That's
to the
why
priority list. So, but the issue is that it was for this year and the stuff isn't ready yet, so.
It may have been legislatively added to the priority list, but I check the priority list every year it comes out and I haven't seen these two projects on it
Okay.
anywhere. So
All right,
I-
we'll double check.
These may not have been.
Okay, yeah, no, it makes sense to
talking
double check
to
with that.
Talking to Senator Austin, I'm going to say, my suggestion works is
I
that
agree.
you talk to her sooner rather than later.
Yep.
yeah,
Because I think somehow this may not have been included in that last priority package. But
I can tell you it wasn't. Yeah.
it's
All right.
just, but what you're bringing up is something that either she needs to get involved with now
Yeah.
and wait, because
Well, because the session starts in January and
Right.
February.
If you
February.
if you
Okay.
can give me about,
it's a short.
if you can give me a couple days to just see if the state says yes, proceed. Yeah.
I'm saying he should have the conversation, whether
Yeah.
she takes,
Well, if we need to,
whether you say,
Yeah,
Kathy, give me a couple of
yeah.
days. I'm saying,
yeah,
the worst thing to do is tell her when you need her to pull,
yeah.
have the conversation with her.
You'll know well in advance of that January date when they go into session because this-
Yeah, but she has to work on stuff.
Yeah, no, that's just all
Okay.
gonna be
Okay.
lined up ahead of time. If you want to get it done, you want to line that stuff up. ahead
all
of
right,
time.
well, I mean, maybe the state,
Because I think it has to
And
be
the real-
one separate, I think.
I don't know. I think one of two things are gonna happen. The state's either gonna say no again, or they're not gonna respond.
Right, I'm just,
Yeah,
right now, I'm saying he should have a conversation. and then he can have a conversation back with you.
Yep.
And then at least
Yep.
Kathy's in the loop.
Yeah.
And
And
we're all right with teachers, right? You think, or have they answered us
They're
back
not-
finally on teachers?
we'll be all right on teachers once I get the enrollment report from
Okay.
Mike Zuba.
But they're not on the priority list.
Teachers will be on the priority
Not-
list once.
I'm just saying, it wasn't on the previous
Yeah,
priority
and
list.
yeah. Yeah, and we're following the normal cycle, like
It doesn't come
nothing, it wouldn't come out until June of next year, but obviously we want to get everything in. So,
But the applications are due a year ahead of time.
yeah,
Right,
on June
that's-
30th, yeah, so.
You all know this by now.
We'll see where this goes. I'm trying to get, I'm pretty sure if they approve the path forward that I have, working with you, Mark, working with the building committee, the team that we have behind us. I'm pretty sure, like even the roof key plan. If you need a roof key plan from that, I'm pretty sure Jim could draw a roof key plan for that building in about a week. Like it's a bunch of boxes with different letters on it, really, and square footages. It's not anything, it's not trying to take any. Yeah, it's not.
Easy job, Jim. Why are you?
There's a lot of difficulty in Jim's job, but designing a roof key plan is probably one of the easiest things to do.
The Board of Ed special meeting just takes a few days.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get arranged, so.
All right. No, I know, that's okay.
Oh, okay, I just
Okay.
have.
Just let the BA.
Next page in your,
I got the other screen up over
next
here.
page in your slide deck is the overall project budget. No movement on any of the overall project budget. We're still working within the GMP numbers for Standing Greenville, still working within a myriad of design development costs and real costs for electrical switchgear, but the numbers haven't changed.
So we still have, for the overall project contingency, we have scheduled is 6.8 million.
Yeah,
For the overall project, plus the individual project.
yeah, right. And ultimately, depending on how the estimates come out at the CD phase for Uncas and Moriarty, we may need to move some up, but then it may come back down when we actually go out to bid. It's difficult to project. I mean, the drawings shouldn't.
Greenville and Stanton.
So the final GMP number and contingency that's there already reflects the savings that we achieved so far with Greenville and Stanton, right?
It reflects the savings that we've achieved. Well, I mean, if you want to, I guess you can call them savings on Stanton, but
Well, from the original budget.
Greenville's $18 million over the grant application budget right now, which is something that's going to have to be addressed soon, right? We're going to have to do a revised grant application for that to alert the state that we're over the cost, and we're going to have to get buy-in from them on that. Uncas and Moriarty, I dropped the savings into the owner contingency at the DD phase. Ultimately, if it comes back, I may need to restore some of those funds, and then maybe they come down again or go up a second time based on the bids. And then Huntington, it's still going to be the same dollar value at the end of the day. It's just going to be how much reimbursement the city's going to get.
Right.
You got to understand that was a 33,000 square foot fully eligible reimbursed project, the way we saw it with adult ed. Adult ed is about half the size of that building. And if you take that out as ineligible for reimbursement, we're really looking at like 15,000 square feet of eligible construction there. So, it's probably going to reshape the decisions that get made when we go through design. But, again, trying to keep this quick, we can talk about that in another meeting.
Yeah, so the overall bonding amount of 385 million doesn't change. It's just what the taxpayers are gonna have to kick in eventually.
The local taxpayers. There's a lot of
Taxpayer.
Yeah, but then you could also make the argument that they're still paying the same amount at the inception of this because we got extended reimbursement on teachers, Huntington, not Greenville, Stanton, Uncas, and Moriarty. It could end up being a wash, right? Like we won't go over. If we go over the 385, there's going to be a lot of angry people at me. So
We're not going
to-
You'll know well in advance if we do, but I don't see us coming close. Yeah. No, no way possible.
There is no way
No.
possible. That
No.
means if Huntington gets reduced down to whatever,
Yes,
then you're not going over 380.
understood, but I don't think that we're gonna need to reduce anything at this juncture, but
Unless steel tariffs go up to 500% or something ridiculous.
Don't Mark, please.
yeah, knock on wood or something.
Good head, that's it.
Alright. Next slide is the
Also would.
next slide is the master schedule. No real movement on the schedule yet. The Greenville project may move a little. We're working through the schedule and you'll probably hear more about that from Downs' update. Everything else is, we're a little behind on the schematic design programming effort, but we'll have to have discussions through the kickoff meeting with DRA to try and come up with something there. We lost about a month and a half, if you will, but cool.
On the Huntington,
Schematic design and programming, but
on phase 3, teachers. Oh,
teachers, but there's also efficiencies that have been picked up because these aren't really phases anymore because the state doesn't acknowledge them as phases,
Yeah.
right? Like it used to be that you had to go to a standalone meeting. had to
They're
get a bunch of-
individual.
Yeah, they're
projects.
individual projects with one PCR at the end, and we'll see what we come up with. But that's the end of my update unless anyone has any questions.
Why have we lost 6 weeks?
It has to do with the advertising of the architect RFP, when it got issued for solicitation. There was a period when Bob was on vacation. I did as much as I possibly could to get it advertised as fast as I could. I don't look at it being a major problem yet, but I'll bet that with Jim, and I don't even think it's going to turn into a major problem because as part of this, what I'll tell you is that the schematic design phase is kind of essentially done for these projects, and that Jim and his team already, through the master plan effort, kind of came up with some stuff. So they already kind of have, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to put
No.
words into your mouth. They already have a leg up on everything. Yeah,
We've already done educational requirements. Have you?
we have ed specs. We kind of know where this is going.
So they know approximately how many spaces and.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that got dropped on me today that actually Jim doesn't even know about is that I didn't realize that Teachers is a secondary Red Cross shelter for the city.
Yeah, that plan just came out, the regional emergency center in case of a major disaster will be primarily Kelly.
Yeah, it's
And
Kelly.
then if something happens to Kelly,
We did open.
it'll
teachers
go
up
to
on
teachers.
It would have been
during the October storm.
helpful to know because a Red Cross shelter there's a few more requirements than a normal school building to have it qualify as a Red Cross. And I don't know what they exactly are, but
All right.
I know one of the items is
Generator requirement.
we were probably already going to put one there,
Right,
but showers have to be provided, right? I don't know that we would have put showers in. I think as part of the initial concept estimate and ed specs, we didn't include showers in the ed specs, so.
For the gym.
I think generally, do middle school students shower?
Well, they have middle school sports now,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they don't shower.
but they don't.
No.
They don't.
And that's why I think they were left out of there. So, because we did go through that when we were developing all the ed specs. So, we'll analyze that as it comes and go from there.
Storage is a requirement. of Shelters.
Storage.
Yes, for cots. and Supplies.
Well, that's
Any way to shift
your
the
job to tell me all these things.
Red Cross over?
This is Matt Brown. No, the Red Cross provides cots. They have trailers around town. We wouldn't store the cots at the school. We don't store them at teacher or at Kelly currently.
Yeah, this is
Thank you.
just a new thing that we're gonna have to include as part of the design that I did.
Would the Red Cross provide a shower trailer too?
That I
Yeah.
don't know. It could be a possibility that they bring in portable showers, but I couldn't
I
answer
have
that
no
at this
idea.
moment.
Dan's giving me a thumbs up that they do.
A recent project, how they solved the issue.
Okay,
We do have a
so
portable shower
we'll
place.
have to, I can't give you more than,
Yeah.
I just heard like 3 hours ago that it's a secondary Red Cross shelter. I wasn't aware,
Yeah,
so.
well, I just learned at the meeting earlier this month.
I think the only time we used it is, I think, when they hit that snowstorm. Then the October snowstorm, when everybody.
Or when the big floods happened or something.
Yeah, there was
I
something,
think
I can't
Kelly
remember.
was used
Or the
once.
hurricane, I know, but
definitely
Once in the past 10 years.
Unless there's any other questions, that's the end of the report.
All right, DRA. 35. Yeah. Well, not
You
his,
to be, Jim.
his fault. We keep asking questions. Gotta stop doing
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, stop.
Hang on,
Once you started, yes.
something else. Get how to do this. They'll bring it.
I'm solo tonight, so that'll be a little quicker. Mr. Smalley is very much under the weather.
Is it?
Kind of cold set in last week and he thought the weekend to do him and he is reported to the doctors as of this morning and trying to get better.
You always like DRA reports because they have pretty pictures.
So, sorry. I only.
Nick Jones, Mike.
I can take pictures of me typing into Excel.
He said pretty business.
Pretty, yes.
I don't know what else I can do. I'll just regurgitate the same pictures everyone else has.
I don't know that I have any pretty pictures this evening.
Yeah.
I'll move quickly though.
Start taking screenshots of reimbursement. That's a cool
That's
picture.
pretty, all right. So, update as we've been doing them for phase 1 and phase 2. We'll start with phase 1 and then go to the next. So in terms of construction administration, this is really the key focus for the first phase right now for both Stanton and Greenville. And we kind of run down requests for information for both Stanton and Greenville, where we are currently. ASIs that we've developed, that's architectural supplemental instructions, trying to guide the contractor towards an explanation of what we see in the drawings, and then proposal requests as they become necessary for each of the projects. In terms of key activities, weekly site visits, weekly field meetings, responding to PCOs, pay recs, pre-installation meetings, those types of things. In terms of Stanton for key submittals, interior finishes, MEP submittals, shop drawings. Those are kind of the things that we're chasing hard right now. At Greenville, same upfront pieces in terms of attendance at the site with our team. But relative to key submittals, structural steel, MEP submittals, shop drawings, interior finishes. And then we do produce our architect's field reports. They're usually 3 or 4 pages each weekly meeting as they come out. If you go to the next slide,
Jim,
if you don't, let's go
if
back.
anyone-
So sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go. I was gonna say, if anyone wants those or anything, just let us know.
From your perspective, is that good performance, the number of RFIs, where are we sitting just?
I'd say it's about average.
for all those events?
And a lot of times, the development of an ASI is simply instructional or it's clarification for a question. It's a way to resolve it. The change orders don't seem to be extraordinarily high relative to the activity that's going on. As we get more people in the field, obviously, more questions come.
And you have your exterior mock-ups too.
That's right. We do have that, and we will be getting one at Greenville as well. And that's to not only look at exterior material, but also constructability of the wall itself. In terms of,
Sorry.
oops, that's okay. The second item here is furniture, fixtures and equipment. I labeled it as number 3, but this we reported on at the last meeting. The leadership team from the district did visit a local showroom to see different types of furniture. RH Lord, who is the showroom that we visited, they're delivering 24 samples to the district. And that on the 27th, teacher staff will begin reviewing the samples and voting on preferences. So it's an opportunity for what was seen and kind of culled down to 1 or 2 choices to be reviewed by the staff so that they can offer their opinions relative to the options that are there. We are continuing with specific areas like the pre-K, drawings and furniture details for the early childhood area, and finalizing the pre-K furniture selections in that area. It's a little more specific, a little more geared towards the younger students. And then lastly, at Greenville conference rooms and intervention rooms, reviewing layouts, ensuring that we have coordination with our MEP. So as we nail down furniture selection and understanding of where something's going to be, trying to get the MEP to follow us. And that's ongoing work in terms of coordination. We've touched on these before. Key outcomes, standardization across the elementary school system. That's one of our goals. Second, most of the materials being purchased through the state contract list procurement. We feel that's probably the best value for the city. And then lastly, single point contact. Any questions to Mr. Smalley? Not here. So, but he has been kind of heading that for our team with assistance, obviously, but trying to have it be single point. If anybody has any questions on furniture for the 2 phase 1 schools, otherwise we'll move on to, I believe. Go ahead.
Just
Please.
quick question, the estimated life of furniture.
Some of the pieces, they'll be here for the lifetime of the school. I know Mike had opportunity to visit the showroom and, was told that a particular piece was indestructible, and, we
We
have,
probably broke it, right?
well, he
I
tried.
tried. I certainly tried.
Yeah.
He tried like all heck.
Yeah.
You gotta bring in the Samsonite.
I'm sorry, let me sort of back up. I'm asking with this, when the selection of the furniture, equipment, furniture, fixtures and equipment is made, will we get an estimated useful life for them? The reason I'm asking specifically
Yep.
is that right now the schools do not have a mandate within their budget
Mhm.
to put aside repairs, replacement, and maintenance or capital improvement budget. Which I think is a shame,
Yep.
which is why our schools somewhat got in the condition they're in. So I'm asking, when this is done, will we have some type of
Yeah.
plan so the city could decide whether it goes under the capital improvement or put together. I know the state now allows some that they have some
Right.
furniture replacement, they have a set of money. I'm saying we need to have a game plan.
Okay, we have certain grants for computer equipment.
Equipment and stuff like that. Yeah, we need to have a game plan as to.
So if useful life of the furniture is only 25 years and we expect 50 years out of the building, it's gotta be budgeted
That's all.
for.
That's what I meant by.
You know.
Yeah,
Well,
that.
We can work with the vendors to be able to identify useful life expectancies.
I can tell you that the
Pieces.
building date times are based on a 20-year life experience.
I don't want to get bogged down. I just want to explain why I was
We have
asking,
to pay extra.
why I was asking the question.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
So they only allow you to put a 20-year roof?
because the program is for a 20-year building, yeah, they won't. So,
So you can't put a 30 or 40-year roof on.
oh, no, we do.
We do.
We will.
We do.
We will put a 30-year. But there's a prorated amount for the extra 10 years of warranty that's ineligible.
They punish you for making a better building.
It's okay, as long as we, the problem with the city is we don't account for it with the schools.
No, there's no capital, plan. There's not a capital.
There's a chance to address that if we have.
Long-term,
We have the
long-term
information.
We'll have these in schedules and lists.
One to clear your mind these a little bit and being at the showroom, those hard, I don't even know what material it is, but it's been the same desk material since the sixties. It's still being used.
Right,
Yeah.
you're right. What I said is, I'm not trying to go into the detail
Yeah,
of the furniture
yeah.
picture. I'm trying to explain what it is I'm requesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of this, sir. You're right.
Yeah.
So we have these pieces of furniture scheduled.
Okay.
We'll be able to add a
Thank you.
column and
That's all right.
identify anticipated useful life.
Well, I think they're pretty indestructible because remember the duck and cover drills we used to do in school? I mean, that stuff was supposed to protect from a nuclear blast.
Yeah.
It's still the same stuff.
Go ahead, I'm not trying to delay.
What is the next slide? Everybody went through the same.
So, relative to phase two,
No.
we reported over the last two meetings, the regulatory approvals that we received from wetlands and CCP. We received their memorandum. What we're doing now is making that part of the construction documentation. So, my apologies, from SLR, John Hammer is with us. His team.
That's the person I didn't recognize.
I'm so sorry. I meant to introduce him at the outset. Much of the memorandum that we received affect his team, and his team has been kind of diving in, making sure that it gets documented into our.
Certainly read a lot of SLR stuff in my emails.
Yes, sir. If you go to the next slide, the second area that we'd like to touch on, the enabling package. Mike touched on it. We submitted it, our last kind of set of submissions as of the 17th, as Mike reported. This is for generators, switchboards, transfer switches, panel boards. We're awaiting their final approval. So that's where we stand relative to the enabling package for Moriarty and Uncas. And on the third item, in terms of construction documentation, we're continuing with it as we have been for the last several months. A 95% construction set due on the 27th to both cost estimators, so ONG will receive it, as well as Tarbell Construction Management. And they'll work through that. It'll take them about a month's time frame to have pricing for us from that set to confirm our pricing from the DD set. And then lastly, teachers at Huntington, we heard through the minutes and the committee. Thank you very much for your support in that. And we just, in terms of slides, we do know that there's significant interest in the middle school. We have representation on the committee with people with that experience, and we look forward to working with the district in terms of understanding the middle school needs and ensuring that we capture it.
I will say if you read the minutes from the special meeting, certainly there was some certainly complimentary things said about the job you've done so far and your relationship, particularly with the staff in Norwich Public Schools.
We appreciate it. And
your eagerness to embrace their participation in the process.
it's a large team that's serving. So John's an example of one of the members. It takes a lot of folks to make it come together. So we do appreciate that support. If you go to the next slide, in our proposal, we identified some beginning thinking about early pre-schematic options, and we'll begin to vet that out once we get into the contract and get that established and ready to move, but also at Huntington, ideas of how we might be able to revitalize that building and have it serve the future needs. And then the last, we're really thrilled. the 2020 building committee started working with us in 2021, and we've had the opportunity to kind of go this travel. It's really exciting for us, and it's something that we take a lot of pride in, but also we commit to you. We're going to continue to press on it, ensure that we can do a good job for you as we look forward to taking care of both teachers and the Norwich Central Office project. That's what I had for our presentation.
As construction goes along, do you make a set of as constructed drawings?
Yes, sir.
So like the 17-foot ditch for the retaining wall at Greenville. So that, you know, in case there's a future problem, people will know exactly what's on site.
As builts are addressed in our project manual, and it's something that we have established for the sites.
And I imagine those get submitted for the final approval at the end from the state or not?
No,
Not
they
from the
don't,
state.
thankfully.
So that's an internal
The city-
document that we,
No, the city,
or our facilities department would use,
Local building authority typically wants to have a peek at it.
right?
any other questions for Jim? No,
Thank you all again.
thanks. So when you need to go, Jim, you can tell us.
Appreciate that.
Okay. What? We got next up, ONG. And if I got your stuff downloaded.
I can be real brief.
Hang on.
It's, both Mike and Jim have really spoken to the efforts that we have already moved forward on the pre-construction side.
left.
I struggled, but I did come up with a couple of little things. So I did distribute for y'all the monthly update on activities that happened and what we're looking forward to.
I'm not sure which was yours. That one.
I also did update the monthly schedule update to look to see if there's anything that's really looming. We're moving ahead. I actualized activities and our critical dates remain the same. Couple of things to look forward to would be actions at the next meeting, and then we're looking to see if we can get back to the state with the phase 2. That would be the Uncas and Moriarty CD sets for our PCR. If we can get a meeting in the first week of December, it may require a special meeting of this group in order to move the estimates and approvals along that are required to go to that PCR.
If it's, yeah,
No, I'm
try not to do it like on Christmas Eve, you know?
That is what I'm, right, no, that's what we're trying to do, actually. Generally, we don't want to hit the PCR for your phase 2 projects. Too close to the Christmas holiday, we just lose that window of time.
Yeah.
So the way we've structured this is about a 1-month duration for the estimate review. And then putting those numbers together, reconciling those numbers with Tarbell, should get us at the first week of December. If all things are moving ahead properly, Mike will reach out and see if he can get that first week of December, possibly second week of December.
Yeah, I would say by Thanksgiving time, we should have an idea what. So as far as, because we have to set up a meeting. All right,
So just, other than what's on the piece of paper,
figuring it's a
couple little things.
first week
One
of
is,
December, 2 week mark somewhere.
Yeah, I may look at that. See if maybe.
All right. All right, Dan, thanks, sorry.
So a couple things that I did think of. One is a pre-detailing on structural steel that has been engaged. We're kicking off that team that we have under our agreement now. I've shared the cost pricing with a firm that's been doing that work with ONG on multiple projects. They are now reaching out and have reached out to our structural engineer to begin to talk about transferring documents. And that effort runs parallel to our review of the CD set, so that when we are ready to go to the street with your sets of building documents, pre-detailing is done. It's how the structural steel contractors do their takeoffs and can see the project much better. in 3D model form versus 2D document form. And then the other thing is that the ONG teams are now engaged. I've reached out to the project managers and superintendents on both of our projects, letting them know that the documents are running on time, and that they'll be looking to put together their constructability reviews on the documents, as well as building the construction schedule with me through that course of November. Other than that, I don't have much to report. The 3 meetings with the state went as pretty much typical, and now we're waiting for them to make their authorization letter. The bid documents are prepared to hit the street. Had a pre-meeting with your finance department here, your purchasing agent, Bob, and everything's in order. We're ready to go.
Any questions for Dan?
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we have a winner. So, we got one more.
He did not.
Right.
It all finished the mic.
Yeah, you got a long way to go, buddy.
Dan, if you want to grab that,
Where you're gonna find pretty pictures.
who we got next? Down, so
Thank you. Don't refer to.
all right, I know we got Stanton here. Let's do Stanton.
Yeah.
He's up here. Have some photos to share with you. Track progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Stan's way ahead. Looks like, so.
Stan made great progress in the last 4 weeks. One of the biggest milestones is we poured our suspended concrete slab last Thursday. That's the entire second floor, about 24,000 square feet, was placed. That was a very long day. Superintendent was on site at 3:30. Crews started arriving at 4, started placing concrete at 5. Our young project engineer had the late shift and was there until 11:30 that night. I'm going to show it to you if Mark will.
Yeah, hang on, this thing doesn't want to see.
Are they this?
No.
Yeah. You, in the bottom there, you see that
Yeah,
to the right, all the way, that one.
that one. Yeah, there it's now it's gone. Yeah, usually it's an F5 thing.
The weather has been very cooperative.
Sure,
Nice.
weather has been fantastic. So that's just before the concrete slab prep. That's the slab with the reinforcing on it, close up of the edge of slab detail. That's the crew getting started on the south end of the building. Lots of people working their way out, placing concrete. A couple little buggies that they have to move the hose around, and another one on that end that actually discharges the concrete. The finishing process continues. Life of a cement finisher.
Yeah, that's it.
It's covered up with poly, so that's a updated photo that was yesterday or this morning. Slab is placed, covered with curing paper, and will stay on for a week. Downstairs, we started prepping for that slab. Stone process or stone base going in place as a filter fabric between the gravel and the stone. And that's the south end or area B prepped currently. And the plan is to pour that same mirror image slab probably the first week in November, slab on grade. Just to update on the steel, all the steel on area A and B was erected the last time I was here, but the canopy at the front entrance of the building is new, so I figured I'd show you that. That's the update of area C. The large area in the beginning, in the front there is the gymnasium. And the beam that's going to be erected tomorrow is right over in that corner.
Just gonna ask that.
Right in that location. So the crane is right there. We're going to erect that beam. It'll be videotaped. I think the videographer is going to set on the building, possibly even bringing in a drone so they could live stream it or share it with the kids. And then a crane will be leaving this week. They're going to erect the gymnasium and it'll be gone. And then still decking and detail will follow. And that's just the same area, view the other way. Electrical room, in area C, a lot of conduits in place. Bunch of conduits feeding That's feeding that electrical room. Switch gear. Different system, the grease waste system in the kitchen area is black cast iron pipe. It's heat traced, a little different than all the other systems underneath the buildings. So I highlighted it this month. And then next photo, it gets insulated before it gets backfilled and covered in sand and leads into the grease trap over there. Outside of the building, the grease trap.
Pumped out easy.
Yes.
You have radon vents under there too.
We do have some radon vents going in on slab on grades, some smaller ones, passive radon venting. This is the beginning of an underground detention system that controls stormwater, like a large underground pond, a large void. They'll collect the water. So that's the start of it. And then these precast structures are placed on that and connected. Pretty large structure.
Like a clean driveway.
Yeah, Manhattan apartments.
Apple.
Then eventually covered up. So that was completed. That's one of 3 detention systems we'll be building. And that's in Area C or behind Area C. So on the far south side of the project in the parking lot, behind the loading dock for reference.
Is that
We're,
what we would expect to see 3 of them on?
yeah, they're all very
project
similar
like this?
size. That is the Will Road, the connections at Will Road. We finished our rock excavation. We're able to connect the sanitary sewer. So that's at the project site, looking back at Will Road, the finishing of the sanitary, and then at Will Road, our water tap. We're bringing in water service, fire service into the building. And then lastly, patching at Will Road complete. So as of now, all utilities are essentially complete, almost all. We still have the gas, but primary electric, duct bank into the building, all the way from the utility pole to the transformer, from the transformer into the pad, secondaries are done. The generator conduits are complete. Telecom's complete. Sanitary system is complete. That's it. Electrical switch gear, Mike already told you, is coming in March 25th. We're still squeezing to hope to move that up to the beginning of March. Still feel that's realistic. Any other
I
questions?
didn't think March was too bad. Geez, when I heard that, I said,
It's not too bad. It's helpful, but another 3 weeks would really be great.
It's cool.
any other questions?
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Last little piece, nice having some fairly level ground, you know?
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah.
Greenville winter must be nice.
Level.
Just quickly for
All
tomorrow,
right, what's yours?
quickly for tomorrow, for those of us who we can choose and hire, I guess, I'm asking.
It's gonna be muddy. If we show up, we'll give you a hard hat and safety glasses.
Supposed to rain overnight. so-
And if anyone didn't sign the beam, if you get out there a little early, probably make a be out there with Sharpies. Actually, I don't think I saw you.
That was.
All right, quick update, then we have more pretty pictures of dirt and rock for you. Work completed. We have substantially completed retaining walls 1A and 1B on the south side of the site. We're a couple lifts low at the final grade, but it'll stay like that for a little while. We have temporary guardrails up so nobody can fall over the edge. But the wall itself is done. The top course of block is on. Just some final grading as we continue to progress through the job. We have continued to complete sequences of blasting. As of today, this 67 was yesterday. As of today, we have 68 blasts. We did another one today. So that's 68 separate shots that have gone off on the Greenville site. And we did complete our pre-install for concrete foundations a couple of weeks back. That work is on the horizon. Work in progress. Continuing to work through procurement and submittals. As Jim touched on in his presentation, MEP coordination is in full swing. We have the 3rd floor and the underground fully coordinated and complete. So 1st floor, 2nd floor remain. That should be done in the next couple of weeks as well. Continuing drilling and blasting, rock crushing. We are rough grading for the building pad now. So there's a couple couple photos in here, you'll be able to see roughly taking shape where the building's gonna sit. We do have our mock-up foundation poured as of last Friday. It's also a picture you'll see. And we are evaluating the schedule and cost impacts from the additional pre-blast surveys. Well, Mike mentioned when he was looking at the schedule that Greenville is likely, the end date's likely to move. Definitely going to move
Yeah.
because the additional pre-blast survey was about 2 months of work at the start of the job, 2 months of extra work at the start of the job. So we've received cost proposals from subcontractors. Some scopes of work have moved into winter, particularly concrete. So with that becomes some inefficiencies with the work, which takes a little bit longer.
Eating.
So all of that's under review. And we will come to you guys for an approval of a PCO that will also establish a new substantial completion date. So that's all under review currently with CSG and the design team. We'll be able to report back to you guys once we get a little further through that review. Work to start. We have some additional perimeter tree clearing, pending some further direction from CSG as they speak to neighbors regarding some trees that are not on our property.
What about the city? They said.
Like I said, there's 3 different scenarios. There's a tree off the property, not getting touched, we're not cutting any of those. A tree on the property line, we have to do a notification of the residents because it's shared ownership. Tree inside of the property line on the Greenville site, we can just cut. Deanna gave me approval to move forward with it based on it being a safety hazard without needing any type of an additional notification for anything that's inside the site. The outside, this on the property line where there's a shared ownership, path forward is to write a letter, send it out by certified mail to the residents, give them a response period. If they respond back that they don't want to have the tree cut, then another document will probably need to be executed that the city I'll work with Mike Driscoll on. I have a draft letter in principle right now to go out to the residents that are impacted by the trees on the line. I followed up with Bob and Mike today. I'm hoping to have that letter finalized and ready to go out this week.
Retaining wall 4C is also to start. I've got some photos where I can help locate where that's going to be on the site. Concrete foundations, as I mentioned. So at our next meeting in a month, you guys should see some photos similar to what you've seen at Stanton already. Rebar in the ground, footings, foundation walls, etc. In progress. And we have a couple pre-installs also for site drainage and utilities. So here, a picture of concrete on the Greenville site. Sorry, one question. Go ahead.
When are you gonna wrap up blasting?
So, good question. Blasting is going to finish the day before we pour our first foundation. So, I believe we've spoken in the past about potentially running blasting during concrete.
Right.
That's out the window. We're not going to do that. We've been through a lot of back and forth with the contractor, with the design team, with CSG, the whole team, and Lorero, the site contractor, came to us this week and said, we're going to stop blasting the day before concrete's poured. We don't want to deal with that liability. So what they're going to do for the remaining rock is mechanically remove it. So drill, split, whole ram, essentially. So it's going to cost them more money, not going to be coming to the committee. It's their responsibility. It's going to take them a little bit longer, as you can imagine, as opposed to just blasting the rock out. So that is under review. That part of the work's not on the critical path. So we're going to get our foundations going as we had planned, absolve everyone of that liability or potential liability of damage claim down the road. So.
Yes, thank you.
How much
Well,
rock?
actually, I guess,
It doesn't.
so the specific question is, when are we gonna finish
Yeah,
blasting?
yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
Good other
Sorry.
stuff, like,
Yeah. So it's going to be the first week of November. The exact date we don't have figured out just yet, but it'll be the first week of November.
so by November 7th.
Yes, by the end of that week. Yep.
all right.
That was our mock-up foundation. So that's in progress. This here is a visualization of where wall 4C is going to start. This is a rock face and it's going to be tiered coming down and it goes a couple hundred feet out that way. To the right here is where the building pad's gonna sit. So work to start wall 4C and then going up the hill 4B and 4A. Another look of that same location from the drone. So you can see kind of where the valley is, where the wall's gonna start. Building pad is starting to take shape in this area. Right over here, you can see some excavation. That's where the building pad's really getting started. Now over to the retaining walls. This is wall 1A, 1B is in the distance here. But you can see we brought it up in lifts. We have the geofabric that goes out with each lift, backfill compacted on top of it. Another look, just look in the opposite direction at that same wall. You know, the backfill operation in progress here.
So the flat area, is that parking or is that athletic field?
This area will be the parking lot, this specific area. And a shot from kind of in front of the wall there, so you can see this is 1A going up towards Golden Street in our trailer setup. And the rest of the site you can see up to the left.
It's slightly inclined back as opposed to just vertical.
Yeah. Another drone shot. So this is all the way at the top of the hill. This goes out to Boswell. We have the drill rigs up in this area, drilling holes, getting ready for blasting. We did a shot up here today. Actually, this is actually a shot from today, the drone shot. So this is the powder truck that fills the holes on site with the explosive. So they shot this area today.
I won't be standing near that, man.
Now
No, you're not allowed.
I don't get too close to that.
There's a muster area once they actually
Is there?
blast, everyone on
Yeah.
site has to go to the.
Oh, this is another drone shot. Our trailers are kind of right here. So this just gives you a look at the whole site. This is where the retaining wall 4C is going to go. Building pad is in this area. And we're continuing to work up and out with blasting.
Kind of explains a lot looking at this.
Yeah.
Pictures tell 1,000 words.
Drone shots really
Yeah.
in perspective. I mean, these are big machines. I mean, they don't look tiny on this picture, but like, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
The
they were
big
there
guy.
when we did the groundbreaking and stuff, and they're not little.
And then here's a updated baseline schedule. So this does not include the information I just spoke about. Schedule update forthcoming.
So estimate how many truckloads of material did you take out?
Thousands.
How many?
Thousands.
How many?
About
Like
like 20 truckloads a day or more?
It's nonstop truckloads. So
Yeah, from the moment the site gate opens.
Yeah,
to the moment
it's all
the
day.
gate
There's
closes.
more than 20 a day for sure. I haven't actually counted, so I can't give
Yeah.
you the exact number, but
Each one
How
a
many-
lot.
you might-
Each one only.
What was it? Did you ever have an estimate of how many yards of material you're gonna remove or?
Amber probably has that information right off the top of his head, but
Dude,
it's
100,000
Cubic yards of rock?
cubic, well, now is it,
Yeah.
yeah, that cubic yards works, yeah.
Don't actually have the number.
Oh,
Approximate.
we're disappointed,
Each one of the trucks only holds 8.
yeah.
pretty sure it's like a 6-digit number of cubic yards, if I'm not mistaken. It's a lot,
6?
Where did it all go?
I thought, I thought.
Where did it all go?
over 100,000 cubic yards.
It was probably valuable to someone.
Yeah.
I think it went to Wyndham, from what I heard.
We're utilizing a lot on site too.
Yeah.
All the site operations, backfill, structural fill.
Some of it's actually at Stanton, if I'm not mistaken. They were making
Tracking
sure-
pads for the trucks, all, everything.
It's going behind all the retaining walls
Yeah.
being used where there is unsuitable fill material to be used.
So you're not lacking for crushed rock.
No.
Definitely not.
All right.
Any other questions?
When's a good time?
Go ahead.
When's a good time to visit the site? What do you?
Anytime other than Thursday mornings when we have orders meeting and a lot of stuff going on, but really any other time than that.
If you do come Thursday, though, a lot of the design team is there.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
design team is there. It's just, it's a,
And if you want, you can go to the, if you're a committee man, just
Yeah.
let them know you're gonna be there.
yeah, they do stand at 9. I believe,
Yeah,
and then
stands at
come
9.
over to Greenville for 11. So it's like morning full of design team.
Yeah, 12.
And they do them online too.
I'm usually there.
I don't-
One.
I stopped going.
So
You have my number, right?
Just getting away.
we could coordinate a meeting, on-site thing like after the OAC, if you want to sit in on it, then we
Yeah.
can walk after. Just know before probably won't work because of the stand meetings.
I don't know if I'm in the right place to ask this, but I get a lot of talk about the Boswell Avenue entrance and exit sidewalks going down towards Sandy Lane. There's a lot of walkers. Does that come in conversation? Or, and if it does, who do you confer with and
Yeah,
who's responsible for what?
you're getting at a safety concern, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we've had some conversations already with CSG, who spoke with the city.
Right.
And looking at putting up some stop signs to slow traffic down as they approach the construction entrance, because we will have trucks coming and going. So we're looking at implementing safety measures there. We are.
You're talking about when the school opens?
When the school- when the
Yeah, so he's
school
talking
opens,
about,
yeah.
he's talking about putting in sidewalks. He's not, that's
So
okay.
there will be permanent traffic control there.
I
No,
believe
right.
this,
No, we're talking about
I
sidewalks.
believe this came up
I don't
in
know.
the programming, and I may be misspeaking, but there's no sidewalks currently on Boswell
right,
Avenue.
from the top of the hill down
Yeah,
towards.
correct.
Part of the-
Dennis Flores.
And well, they're
we
very
didn't-
old, a lot of.
We didn't, if I remember correctly, we weren't projecting that kids were gonna be coming in from that side of the site.
That's
Don't,
there's a lot of kids down there, Sandy Lane.
where we're up on the top, up on the Boswell.
No, no,
side?
down the bottom of Boswell.
Bottom of Boswell.
Bottom of.
Almost with a light.
So they're not,
So would they walk up Boswell?
Yes.
yeah,
That would be
but they're not,
unsafe. I mean, there's no sidewalk.
There's no side,
Right.
that's right, that's why I'm asking the question.
that's a city, that's a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
would that be a city concern?
It would be a city concern.
Somewhere.
Any off-site improvements that are made to a project are not eligible for reimbursement.
Yeah, state will pay.
If we weren't able to, we try and mitigate those ineligible costs as much as possible,
Okay.
so. I don't remember, I don't even think, I believe we went over this, right, the walking situation. I don't think we even added sidewalks into the property, if I'm not mistaken.
On the side of the school property.
Yeah, because that's the staff entrance, that's gonna be
Yes.
the staff entrance,
Yeah,
and
the
parking
staff
area down
entrance.
there. So that's not gonna be, students aren't gonna be coming in that way, they're gonna be
Yeah.
coming up from the Golden Street side.
And then there's no, because the site is so steep, there's really not gonna be a connection from the back parking lot to the front.
Correct.
No stairs or sidewalks to go down. So there's not really
Have to
gonna be,
go all the way around.
right,
Yeah, you have to come
the
in from
only
the Golden Street
main
side.
entrance would be Golden Street.
And the other issue with what you're describing too is it triggers a different scenario at the upper level. That's not designed as a main entrance, right? There's access to the parking lot up there for staff,
Yeah,
but it's not a full man trap
okay.
situation with
There
security.
will,
guard
there will be
area.
access to the gym from up there.
Well, to the
That's what
gym,
it's gonna
yeah.
be.
Because that would be like an after hours.
Yeah, like Parks and Rec, yeah.
You're right, for activities, after school activities.
I think that would say this probably going to go to the board of education. Not the school building.
Well, the city's gonna have to,
There's something, somebody will have.
Well, what I'm saying is under the busing, I mean, it's a,
Right,
the building sidewalks is gonna be the city.
yeah.
no, I understand that, but I'm saying the busing fee, first you have to find out are they walkers or busers. And
It's
then I
gonna be
think,
relatively challenging, I'd imagine, to build sidewalks in that area.
that's what I'm
You got
saying.
rock.
It's-
You got
Yeah,
rock.
there's,
back
I've walked
there.
those streets and it's not, you know, there's not a lot of area to
Right.
build sidewalks
Right.
in a lot of spots.
There's not a lot of kids walking.
There are some
side either.
sidewalks.
It's that,
No, but
Yeah.
practically.
There's no reason
So
to
in
walk
reality
now.
terms,
yeah,
Yeah,
there will
Yeah.
be fourth and fifth graders.
Yeah.
Speak off the top of my head. And we should really, so if we have no way for those planned way, say it that way,
Yeah.
planned way to get from the top down to the entrance, we do. They'll find one,
Yeah.
unless it's a.
Hey, and Jim?
You live right there.
Well, no,
Hang on.
but-
Sorry,
Well,
Peter, hang on.
Jim says they do.
Within the site, we do not have a walkway in the project right now leading from the entrance point to the gym entrance door.
I got that, yep.
We have a plan for it. We have it graded such that we can get sidewalk in, should ultimately it be determined. it's needed, but it's not in right. And off-site, we have no sidewalks because of what
Yeah.
Mike points to. It's off-site improvements that are.
No, I'm not, so
Yeah.
take the offsites off the table.
Yes, sir.
Got it, at least for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
got it.
So within the site.
Within the
Around
site,
property.
We have an ability to get a sidewalk down there, but because there were no sidewalks within the street and we didn't want to encourage it, we did not include them as part of the base project.
I got that. So take the sidewalks off the table for the comment I'm about to make. To me, it's this, if I have students.
Yep.
Get to the upper parking lot.
Yep.
They need to get to the lower parking lot to get into the main, to get into the school because there's no entry. My guess is that we're gonna have students find a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm saying this, we should probably just think about it. I don't know that we can do anything about it.
Unless there would be an alternative entrance from the gym side
There is. They can,
to
they
go
can,
internally.
they can
to the
always
building.
get into the building through the gym. It's just an unmanned entrance that if the doors may not be unlocked because it's,
No, I got that. But
It
I'm
may-
saying is if you force them to, all I'm saying is if you force them to, there's some, it's probably a relatively small number, tens, if you will, not
Yeah.
hundreds, are gonna want to go down to the lower lot to get into the school. That's all I'm suggesting is a reality.
If they have no busing and they're forced to walk,
well, how would they have no busing?
well, they have, in a lot of the schools, if you live within a mile from the school, you have no busing.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but that's could be, well, elementary schools that.
I mean, it's all part of the master redistricting plan, which the superintendent's working on now. So we'll have an answer. Probably
Yeah.
about a year
Board
out.
of Education.
And also when it gets icy in the winter.
Building of sidewalks.
And then the building
Kids-
of the sidewalks is gonna be a city, but this has to go to the Board of Education.
I mean, there's steep drops.
Yeah.
In some
Yeah.
cases that even the state reviewers asked that site guardrails so people couldn't. And fencing to prevent people.
And I get all that. All I'm suggesting is if there's a way that they can, like, not jumping off a 5 foot or 10 foot area, but there's a way around all that to get down. Nope, I'll
Find
find it.
a way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they'll
I
find a way.
I can tell you if they try to do that, it's not.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and
That
It
doesn't.
might be a
that-
lot of fun though.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
and
I'm
the
looking at
problem
it
is
right
if
here.
it's a sidewalk from Boswell Avenue down, it all has to be under new code and it has to be ADA compliant.
I don't even know how you can get ADA compliant
You-
sidewalks on Boswell Avenue.
You wouldn't, because the incline is too steep.
I think you'd have an eminent domain issue.
And I think it's a
Take the
major
property.
project to try and get any type of sidewalks through that area, just looking at the contours of the rock on the side of the road, I mean, it's not gonna be.
I'm not talking about the side of the road. I'm not talking about Boswell. I'm talking about on the site.
On the site.
On the
To
site.
the lower part.
Yeah, that's
all-
Boswell Avenue,
No,
yes.
no, they're already in. They're already in the.
He's talking about people that come in through that, walk down that access point and want to get to the front door.
So they essentially be walking down an access point without sidewalks on the road or on the side,
Not a problem.
right? Okay, and then they arrive at the upper level at the gym.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I guess essentially someone could let them in the gym door so that they don't have to scale the side of the property,
I
but
get that, Mike.
But Jim mentioned that there may be an option in the future we can look
Yeah.
at.
I mean, there's an option that can be looked at, but through the design, I can tell you that there was an
I know
exhaustive
we talked
effort
about,
made to look at making a staircase like a
Right.
connection.
We talked about that.
And it wasn't an easy or
It was-
affordable
It was
option.
very expensive. It was
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You remember that?
Yeah,
I know.
we can,
I'm just, but as we're having. this
No, I mean, I
discussion-
agree wholeheartedly.
How about
I built a school that had a roof access that you
I
could
think
jump
it's a
over a
million
wall
and a half.
that they jumped over and then got into the building, roof access, because of code reasons.
Okay, can we move on?
Yes.
All right, we all know. But that's.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We won't charge you for that time.
All right,
He already
let's get
was.
back to the other business here. Yep, consent agenda, invoices. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Stanton. similar, not quite so many for Greenville one.
So,
Five.
just
Good.
one quick question. I can get to this after the consent agenda. The invoices for Norwich Public Utilities, the smaller ones that are for temporary utility consumption for the building. I don't know if I need to keep, I can keep bringing those to you for approval because I need your signature on them for state reimbursement.
Yep.
But the way that the reimbursement or the way that the payment process works for the city to NPU is that it's almost like on auto pay. NPU charges the city, so you have invoices on here that are already paid because as soon as the invoice gets generated, a batch goes to the city. They pay it, they allocate it to whichever budget code it needs to go to. And I can
But if
either,
we're gonna do it for reimbursement, then we need to
Yeah,
approve it at committee level.
okay, all right, yeah, all right.
So have all these been verified, and those 100%, and they have been, I'll make a motion to approve because of redundant.
I'll second.
By Mark Kulos, and CSG has gone through these,
Yes,
and we all have them. Yeah, we did receive them last week. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll start with the online folks. Cindy,
Yes.
on the Stacy,
Yes.
Greg Velocity,
Yes.
and Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Sheila Hayes here. Pete Rocco?
Yeah.
Peter Gauthier?
Yes.
Bill Hull?
Yes.
Mark Kulos?
Yes.
And myself, yes. Unanimous, all present and voting. Who are we missing? Christine DeStazio, I think, is the only, is that the only one we're missing? I think she's the one.
It's regular.
Huh?
Maybe you just call it. It's regular.
Greg Velocity.
Oh, yeah, Greg Velocity.
Okay, I did.
All right, action items on, items impacting project costs, in other words, PCOs and stuff.
We have a,
Mike?
yes, I gave you the. handout, right? Did you get that?
no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
My
That's all.
apologies. So up for approval today are two PCOs, revisions at the treatment room. This is in the nurses area, I believe. If anyone has any questions on that, we can discuss that. I defer to Elkin on, so, it was to add an eye wash station, provide the mop sinks throughout the building in response to a proposal request, so. It's basically cost for the plumber on this. The other Greenville PCO is a item that came as part of the outcome of the MEP coordination at the gym. Layout, changing the layout of plumbing and mechanical piping at the west wall of the gym to add chase wall in the AV closet in response to another PR, so. Again, these have been fully vetted by DSG, DRA, and all the consultant teams that may be responsible for the various disciplines. The next two items are actually.
What are the costs on those? You had a copy of those?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was emailed out because I didn't get them, so.
No, they're not.
Yeah, she'll need, yeah, give her a copy.
Okay. Especially because they're not referenced in.
You want
title, so I don't
electronic
know
version?
exactly what they say.
What do you mean they're not referenced?
Well, like, the
Oh.
way it's worded, it's
Did I
unclear.
send you one of these?
Yes, I always need anything referenced in the minutes emailed to me if you want it on the record and if it has to be referenced back later.
Yeah.
I don't keep a personal.
Particularly if
record.
it involves money.
Every month,
So,
every month,
Well, anything we take a vote on
Yeah.
should be.
Well,
would like that.
you would think so.
item number 3 on the list is a funded from owner contingent or CM contingency, so this isn't resulting in an additional cost for the project. This is based on Downs construction contingency. The first one is an electrical feed for the grinder pump that powers the pump chamber that ultimately discharges the waste from the building in this interim period prior to the new sanitary system getting installed. It'll be gravity fed so that we can get the waste out to the sanitary sewer system. It looks to be a coordination item that was not included in the base GMP. The pump was included, the chamber was included, but the electrical feed to physically power it was
Kind of
not.
important.
Yeah, the pump doesn't run without electricity, so.
Oh, it's supposed to be squirrel power.
It's a really small lateral. You don't want it to be scroll powered. Stanton PCO 21. This is for the unforeseen rock removal for the sanitary installation. This is coming out of a site remediation allowance. This change order was tracked on a time and material basis. CSG reviewed all the tickets for the daily work that was performed, the equipment that was being used. There was a little bit of back and forth, and ultimately we're left with $169,478 of unforeseen rock removal that will go against the site remediation.
I tend to add that I did go there on several occasions to personally watch the work and over what was being done and stuff, and they did a good job. Coming from the design side.
I will tell you, I heard from residents around there about that work, and they were, they weren't surprised because they lived there, they know the area, so.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of work.
I will say,
I haven't seen some of it myself.
I will say initially looking at that area, I would have never guessed that there was rock under there. You can see that the trees were cut to get a sewer line out there. We knew that the sewer line was out there. And
There was no reason for us to believe that.
yeah. Yeah, it just didn't, it was.
Yeah.
Assume there's a ledge every place.
I went,
You don't want me to do that.
we built an addition on the front of, front of my house.
Norwich
Castle,
has 7
right?
hills like Rome, so each one of those hills is a.
I got half the
rock.
half the foundation,
at the end of the
and the rest winds up being on footing,
project,
And then I built the deck nearby. I don't have a footing that's deeper than 15 inches. Everything is drilled.
There was essentially a hidden ridge line that ran.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. There's plenty of that around here.
I just wanted to let you know that that's the one there.
Yeah.
So,
Plenty of that in this town.
so the only thing we have to vote for is 1 and 2, then 3 and 4 are covered by the contingency.
You still gotta, you gotta approve the piece.
Oh, we gotta
Yeah.
approve that.
So
We need
do
a
we
motion
do
approval.
in 2 separate actions or one?
You do it as one, because it's one item on the agenda.
Well, we can do it that way. If you wanna make the motion, craft the motion that way.
Which one is?
Well, why don't I actually, I think I'd rather just do it by school.
Or by item, just do it by PCO number and school.
All right, could I get a motion to approve PCO 9 and 17 for the Greenville School
So moved.
by Sheila Hayes?
I'll second.
In the,
I'll give it to Stacy.
can you just keep it in the amounts of,
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
the
in
first amount, PCO 9 is $6,743. And PCO 17 is $11,311. So
the first and second.
we have a first and second. So all in favor, we'll start online again. Cindy,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Pete Proctor.
Yes.
Pete Proctor.
Yes.
Bill Hall, sorry now. It's at the head of the table. I'm missing over. Bill Hall.
Yes.
Mark Kulos.
Yes.
Myself, yes. You're not doing well.
He has a bias against the time.
I'm telling you. I might not show up.
Doing well. All right, so the next motion would be for PCO 19, electrical field for the feed for the grinder pump, which is $5,320. And then again, Stanton PCO number 21, unforeseen rock removal for the sanitary installation, which is $169,478. Could I get a
So
motion
moved.
by Sheila Hayes? Is there a second?
Second.
By Stacy Gould. Any discussion? Hearing none. Cindy,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Joe DeLucia,
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Pete Proctor, You go out there.
Yeah.
Who was?
Yeah.
That
time was intentional.
I'll give you one,
Yes.
two times, no way.
I did
Man, I took a shower today.
Mark Kulos,
Yes.
myself, yes, unanimous of those present. All right, anything else for that, under that category? Mark, Meg, and me?
Very new.
All right, is there anything else to be brought before the committee? Is there anything else that anyone needs to know about? No, I'm not concerned about the dates. I did send, these,
You sent it to
this is
me.
new, right? So this is a new, so obviously January and February's meeting dates will be moved up one day. I haven't got confirmation on a room. Wait a minute, when's February 25th? That's not right. Is it?
I didn't think it said,
That's February 25th.
oh, no, that might be it. You asked them for the,
Yeah, February 25th is a Wednesday.
Yeah, no, that would be
February
correct.
18th.
It said 18.
yeah, so I can reset. You did ask her for that date and they didn't answer unless they answered you.
No, I didn't get a response
Which,
from
you know, this
Jackie.
room specifically is not available because the third Wednesday of the month at 5:30 is the historic.
Okay, well, I just need,
Yeah, I don't know if that one is.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If 3:35 is available, we'll be in there. Well,
I can
Email would be in the
resend that.
I emailed Jackie.
23
Yeah,
English.
third Tuesday of the month of December is.
Yeah, so no, so, right, because of the holiday, the city council meeting is 17th. And so that we'd be moving, it should be the 18th,
February 18th.
February 18th. Yeah, that should be.
All right, and just to
And
let,
then, in January, it's the 21st.
First.
And again, I'm planning on those being on 3:35 unless, we can't book it. So, those will, in which case we'll make that adjustment. Will you, did you send this to them or?
Yeah, but I just started an email, so I will resend it to them
Okay,
and
thank
ask
you.
again if they could let you know.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, check with Jackie and get that done. Okay,
and just to let you know, in the November meeting, all the Board of Ed members will not be here because we have a Board of Ed meeting that night.
November
The
17th.
conflict for the 17th, yeah, because
November 17th or when?
no, the 18th.
18th.
So because the first Tuesday is Election Day, the second Tuesday is Veterans Day. So the only available Tuesday was the third Tuesday.
Okay.
See how it is.
Just get your meeting short, like an hour. It's like,
Oh,
gotta be an hour.
we meet once a month.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll have 6 people.
You
We'll
only
we'll
want-
look
you
at,
only
we'll
want-
look at rescheduling that if we need to.
Which meeting is that?
November's,
18th.
yeah.
26th.
What?
No.
No, 18th, this month, this next month.
Yeah, we don't need a motion or anything on that stuff, so. just so you know.
Yeah, we may end up meeting. Estimate.
In December, yeah. So. We'll let you, so we're thinking maybe at some point, first week of December.
And we need a
We'll know in November.
board meeting too, Board of Ed or not?
I gotta look at the calendar before I can commit to that. I know off the top of, I don't know when you meet in December.
It's usually second Tuesday.
Yeah, probably gonna need something the first week as well.
Okay.
All right. Anything else that's gotta be brought to our attention?
When's the next RFP day?
Well, we gotta do the next, I think the CM, right?
The next RFP will go out shortly. I mean, I'll put CM out, but I also want to get some clarity on this grant situation, right? Like there's a little bit of flex in the CM one going out because I like to get the architect going a little bit with some of the design, because if you bring the CM in at an early phase, there's nothing. So I would anticipate having something out within the next couple of weeks, where it's already being developed internally. We're just cleaning up some of the provisions in it, just make it a stronger RFP to protect the city even further based on.
Prior to that.
What?
Prior to that.
Yeah, more than likely. It all depends. I don't want to, I don't want to have a contractor on the hook for a project that's not going to start right away because it just ends up being very expensive for the city. And not we do that with extras, rate increases, all kinds of different stuff. I don't. It's not, as it is. The architect RFP had we asked for an ad alternative. Design at Huntington would push 6 months. Because I don't know when I'll get a grant approval on that, and it's all in limbo right now. So we added that last minute once we found out that the grant application was made.
So realistically, the CMRFP wouldn't be till after the holidays into January.
I don't know that I'm necessarily saying that. I think it would probably bid sometime in November. It would get issued early, maybe first, second week in November, probably due second week of December. I gotta look at the holidays in this whole schedule to see really when it's gonna come in, because realistically, there's not really much of a schematic design estimate that, it's a lot different now. So once I get those dates, I'll have an update for you. I'll probably get you out something through in some way and as an interim response.
Go, Sheila.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Bill Hull. To adjourn, Cindy,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Joe. Joe DeLucia on the German.
Yep, sorry. Yes, I have a little mute button problem.
No problem.
Yes.
Sheila. Peter.
Yes.
Bill.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Pete, yeah. Mark,
Yes.
myself, yes. We stand adjourned at 8:12 p.m. That's not bad for